The American Revolution of the mid-18th century catalyzed a political and cultural movement that led to the birth of a new nation, the United States of America. Yet, what if the fledgling colonies' fight for independence had not been victorious? What if George Washington and his troops had not been successful at Yorktown, thus allowing Great Britain to maintain its foothold across the Atlantic? It begs us to ask a question brimming with historical and hypothetical potential. What would modern America look like if its famous revolution had not transpired as we know it? Welcome, dear reader, to a journey through an alternate timeline. The failed American Revolution, a British America. In an America that failed to break away from Britain, we can only speculate about the political landscape. Driven by principles of parliamentary democracy and monarchy, American politics might have seen itself woven within the complex tapestry of British rule. Let's journey through this imaginarium and glimpse at the King's Council across the ocean. Parliamentary representation would have likely taken hold rather than presidential elections. The ideology of no taxation without representation would be met, albeit in Westminster, not Washington. In this sense, America may have evolved as a considerable colossus within the Commonwealth, its representatives filling the halls of the Houses of Parliament, their voices blending with those from London to Leeds. An unsevered link with Britain could have also led to the American legal system remaining deeply entrenched in English common law. The Constitution, a beacon of American idealism and justice, would likely never have been penned, and instead, adherence to the British Magna Carta and Bill of Rights would persist. The monarchy would have remained a significant institution, its influence continuing to guide the American identity. Townspeople might gather on public squares under the resounding echoes of Big Ben, discussing royal decrees conveyed from the palace across the sea. If America continued as a British colony, society would likely display a distinct tapestry woven from the threads of two differing cultures. The economy, influenced by British mercantilism, would lean towards the crown rather than internal, independent development, with direct trade routes enhancing the transatlantic exchange of goods, services, and ideas. Industries like cotton or tobacco that symbolized the entrepreneurial spirit of colonists may have been dwarfed under the British economic influence. This could result in an America more involved in global trade but less domestically diversified. The social fabric of this unbroken America would be intertwined with British customs, traditions, and language variations. Shakespearian plays could have become as American as apple pie, and a posh English accent may pervade the former colonies instead of the multitude of American dialects we see today. The American dream might be replaced by an aspiration for a touch of class-based progression, more aligned with traditional British values. With the protective canopy of the British Empire, we could likely witness a slower westward expansion, resulting in a different demographic spread. Since unrestricted growth and movement of the population have been key factors in shaping modern-day America, this could have significantly altered the current American demographic mosaic. A continued British rule may not necessarily have meant equal treatment for all American colonies. The region's identities could have been shaped by their strategic importance, historical events, and socio-economic factors. Therefore, an American landscape of 13 colonies may have been more regional than unified. New England, as the heartland of Puritan ethics and the site of the first English settlements, might enjoy more autonomy given its historical precedents and stable economic standing. Conversely, the southern colonies, reliant on slave labor and stigmatized due to unrest like Bacon's Rebellion, might experience tighter British control. The middle colonies, with their rich mix of ethnicities and religions, could have been the British Empire's melting pot and experimental ground for policies. In contrast, the frontier colonies might have remained culturally distinct and relatively undeveloped due to slow westward expansion and continuous interaction with Native American tribes. These distinct regional trajectories could have led to differential integration levels with the British Empire across America. Paradoxically, the shared colonial condition might itself invite intra-regional cooperation, creating a unique subnational identity within a broader imperial framework. As we conclude our voyage through the looking glass of alternate history, it's crucial to consider the unique picture that forms based on the ripple effects of the American Revolution's failure. No declaration, no constitution, no stars and stripes. Instead, parliamentary politicians and royal decrees would direct life, defining the modern United States. The concept of a British America paints a diverse image, one originating from the meandering paths of history rather than a single definitive route. It implies a more British-oriented culture, politics, and law with intertwining principles and pursuits. The regions that have become America's 50 states might have evolved at a different pace, influenced by their relationship with Britain and each other. The rattling echo of the Boston Tea Party might have been a muffled whisper, and the bustling streets of Washington, D.C. speaking with a markedly British accent. So, as we imagine, it's important to remain grounded in reality, to appreciate history for what it has been and for the lessons it teaches. For now, we can close this narrative and venture back to reality, contemplating a world that might have been should the American Revolution have taken a different path.